What's going on, everybody? I hope you're having an amazing night. I hope you enjoyed the State of the Union and drank some water, ate some popcorn or didn't eat some popcorn, doesn't really matter. I just wanted to weigh in on the State of the Union. You had President Donald Trump who spoke, and then you had Joe Kennedy, I believe his name was, afterwards. That was pretty funny. And I just wanted to get a few words in real quick and keep it real about how I felt. I think both sides might be a little salty, maybe not, who knows, but I'm just going to keep it real. So let's wait about 30 seconds for people to get into the live stream. As always, you can follow me on Instagram at DreamRare. That's DreamRare. That's also the name of my shirts, dreamrare.com, shirts and hats. Legendary.vision is my website. Legendary Energy is my Twitter. And let's wait about 20 more seconds for people to get in. What's up, Vicky? What's up, Jason? What's up, Ernest? Good energy, good vibes to everyone. It was an interesting State of the Union. It wasn't what I thought it was, but at the same time, I didn't really research to see, what he was doing. I thought he was going to talk about a lot more, but he kept it real political. Jackson just said, I'm going to get you on Joe Rogan. Please do it. I would love to talk to Joe Rogan. God bless Joe Rogan. God bless the Joe Rogan angels who fly above. If you could help me get on the Joe Rogan experience, that would be beautiful. But the State of the Union was strictly political. President Trump talked about, his policies, whatnot. And I just want to say before I even get into it, I hope some people came around if they watched the Trump speech and the Joe Kennedy speech. You don't even have to love Trump. You can be critical of certain parts of the speech. I don't care about that. I just want you to get one underlying concept that I've been talking about for a year and a half. And people yell at me and say, anomaly. Man, blah, 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 you don't talk about the Republicans, blah, blah, blah. I've talked about George Bush in 2018 when nobody was talking about anything. I've criticized the Republicans. Let's talk about the present moment. We don't always have to take it to the past, take it to the future. Oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, race, religion, gender. No, let's just talk about what's happening now. I don't care if it's Fox News. I don't care if it's CNN. I'm just telling you the truth. To be honest, I watched Fox News today leading up to the thing, and it was filled with fear and anxiety and negativity and all this crime. I don't really watch Fox News either. I don't care about them either. So just let's talk about the present moment. But the point that I was trying to make before I got into that little side rant, the reason that President Trump won, all you have to do is look at his speech, listen to his speech, and then listen to this guy Joe Kennedy's speech, who the Democrats chose to lead their State of the Union speech. This is why Trump won. The news is lying to you. He didn't win because of the white supremacist Charlottesville people who marched and Vice got a documentary. Who cares about those losers? I'm not talking about that. President Trump won because other politicians are so incompetent and terrible at their job and so fake. I mean, the dude was a total cornball. He had spit coming down his face, drool coming down his face or chapstick or something. I don't know, some shine. And he's like talking in Spanish, and he's like, Black Lives Matter and Me Too, and we got to protect the refugees and the immigrants. And it's like the dude was just sputtering off random hashtags. It looked like he went into a SJW self-help Twitter group or something and just like picked randomly on played bingo, called 10 numbers, and then just said a bunch of things like a pull string doll. I mean, this is why President Trump won. I'm just being honest. You could hate on me whatsoever. You could call me all sorts of names. My grandparents didn't come over on the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. Don't blame me for all of America's problems. I didn't come over on the Mayflower. My parents were immigrants from Puerto Rico, Italy, Poland, and possibly Czechoslovakia, which doesn't even exist anymore. So I'm not the leader of all oppression. I'm just here to tell you the truth. And the truth is, the news is lying to you. It has nothing to do with racism, religion, and gender and all this stuff. That's like a small fringe group. And the most racist people are the ones running rampant on the TV. Whatever. If you took anything away from this, before we even get into the speech, President Trump won because he's leagues above the other politicians. He's more honest. He's more authentic. Like, you can listen to him, and of course he's reading off a script and whatnot. And, he's got the thing speeched out. But you watch Joe Kennedy's speech. These are the people that he's working with. They're like, I love Latinos, immigrants and refugees are good people. He's threatening our liberties. They don't even have a plan. That's how dumb they are. That's how bad they are. I'm not co-signing everything. Oh, anomaly, why don't you talk about the 2005 Republicans? I don't know. Why don't I talk about the 95 Knicks and the 75 Lakers? I mean, because I'm not talking about 50 years ago. Same reason I don't talk about 10,000 years ago, because I don't care. talking about the present moment, and this is what's happening. I'm sorry. I wish it went to the liberals, Democrat side, and then I'd say the other side. I'm just telling you, the news is lying about everything. President Trump is leagues above all the other politicians. That's why they're hooting and hollering and cheering, because they know he's the man. He's the man. He's the coolest cat in the whole bunch. The Democrats don't clap for anything. They don't care about safety, security. They don't care about anything. They have no platform. President Trump has a platform. It makes sense to some people. I understand it doesn't make sense to some people, but the Democrats don't have a platform, so their platform makes sense to nobody. No one even knows. You talk to people and they're like, what? I'm like, what do you think about Trump? Well, Charlottesville and, Democrat. And I'm like, they don't know. So if anything, before I even talk about it, I just hope people understand that President Trump won because he's that much better. Look at the Democrats. Look at all the other Republicans. He's better. I'm not racist. I didn't even vote for him. People aren't sexist and xenophobic. Trump just speaks good. He's a good speaker. He's an honest, funny guy. He's smart. He's like, a deal maker. And other politicians are like little babies who poop their pants and just like go up there and they're like, ugh. I mean, that was the most pathetic speech I've ever seen. The Joe Kennedy one. He had spit on his face. I mean, the dude is just like literally, it's like pull his back and he'll say 1 to 5, Me llamo Joe Kennedy. Me llamo Joe Kennedy. Me gusto Latinos. Black Lives Matter. And he literally didn't even make sense. Like, he didn't even say Black Lives Matter in a full sentence. He wasn't like, Black Lives Matter is important because it's protecting the lives of African Americans in this country. Like, he didn't even say that. He's just like, Black Lives Matter. Our securities and safeties are going down. I mean, the dude is a total goofball. That's why Trump won. So I suggest, this is like as honest as I could be. People can hate on it as much as you want. I don't really care anymore. It makes no sense. Fix your own party. Fix your own people. If I think I'm good at basketball and I suck at basketball and someone's better than me and I keep just yelling at the sidelines, it's not gonna, you gotta practice. Go home and get better at the game. They're not good at anything and they're spending all their energy hating on Trump and convincing people to hate Trump. So you're spending, your years hating Trump in the golden age of humanity. Women can do whatever they want. They're CEOs, they're billionaires. The Chinese are cloning monkeys. Elon Musk is trying to put people on Mars, and you're sitting here wearing a pussy hat talking about your feelings. It just doesn't make any sense. And you look at the Democrats' platform, they don't have a platform. That's why they keep losing. Trump's like, we're trying to get opioids off the street and get people to stop killing themselves, and like nobody claps. And he's like, we're all about safety and security and nobody claps. They don't have a platform. So if you really don't like Trump, the best thing you could do is go do something. Go make a company or be somebody yourself or help the Democrats stop being so pathetic because it's just ridiculous. I mean, how much more obvious could it be? That was just a total metaphor of who the Democrats are and who Trump is. Trump is the new Republicans. He's a more central version. He's a more liberal version of the Republicans. Most conservatives are in that ideology, and the news and the Democrats and the media and social media and the celebrities are like schizophrenic maniacs who are just like, oh my God, there's white supremacists everywhere. No one agrees. No one likes you. That's why the ratings are going down. That's why you're losing elections. I mean, it just couldn't be more obvious to me after that speech. I thought Trump's speech was good. I thought it was, a tearjerker at certain parts. He did a great job explaining things, but also I understand why it might not appeal to people who don't like Trump. I think people who like Trump watch the State of the Union and were like, yeah, this guy's the real deal. And I think people who don't like Trump watch the State of the Union and are like, just a little pandering, a few things, and, talking about North Korea, I don't like that. So I was about to be like, that was great, but I don't think he convinced people. But combined with the Joe Kennedy speech afterwards, I mean, how does that not convince you? Just even if you don't like anything that Trump said, just take Trump's speech, take Joe Kennedy's speech. I don't care if you're the most liberal person on the planet. Watch them both back to forth, and it could be not more blatantly obvious why Trump won. So stop listening to Don Lemonhead. Stop listening to Anderson. I want a silent coup on Trump. Get it? Cooper. These people, they get paid to just make stuff up, and if you're dumb enough to watch them, you'll watch them. But they go have like people on there like, I reckon Trump is a good deal. And people are like, look at all those silly Republicans. Look how dumb people in middle America are. You have Sarah Silverman and Chelsea Handler like, doing all these, making fun of people with Southern accents. And then you have liberal Democrats with college degrees being like, oh, I can shame middle Americans on YouTube, so I'm a better person. No, your party is pathetic. Joe Kennedy is like foaming at the mouth. He probably has rabies. Chuck Schumer probably bit him. When no one's looking, he's like, they're like, what are you doing, bro? He's like, I don't know. He's like, I just want to flood the market. I just want to destroy American lives. I mean, that's the main point that I want to get across, because I know I could talk about all the great things that Trump said, all the dumb things that Ted Kennedy said, but I don't even want to do that, because to be honest, the Trump speech was good, but I don't think he did that much to like convince many people otherwise. Like people who don't like them, I don't think they're satisfied, but I also think a lot of people who don't like him are never satisfied. I mean, I had somebody I had to block on my page. He had a heart in his profile picture. He literally had a heart, and he said to me, come to Canada so I could like stab you or like, I don't know, shove an icicle up your butt or something. Like it was weird. It was like a weird thing. So I blocked him. And then I found another comment the dude said, keep in mind he has a heart, like he's like peace and love. And he's talking about putting an icicle up my butt. And then I see another comment and he's like, oh, at least if we have World War III, Trump won't be around anymore. So these people are admitting, they act like it's Trump's fault and my fault, but they're admitting that they're willing to have the world blow up just so Trump can blow up and lose. That's the crowd. Like it's the age of the American. If you're American, if you're in America, you're American. We are very, very lucky. We're very, very privileged. There's billions of people around the world who don't have the privileges that Americans have. Any American. So if you're here, you're an American. If you want to embrace American values, it's the best time to be alive. You could do anything in America. I mean, even if you're an illegal immigrant, you could do even more than normal citizens. It's the best time to be anyone in America. And the news and the media and the Democratic Party is so lame. And here, just a spoiler right before, oh, but Anomaly, you don't talk about Fox News. I don't like Fox News either. I turn it on and they just talk about all the murders and stuff. I don't like it. It's fear-mongering, it's negative. I don't watch it. I'll talk about George Bush in 2004 just to please your every need some other time. But I'm talking right now, the Democratic Party is pathetic. They're pathetic. They just are. And now I forgot where I was even going to go, because I had to think of like what people are going to say. Oh, well, Anomaly, why don't you ever call out the Republicans? So, I mean, did you watch the speeches? Did you look at the Democratic Party and the Republican Party? The Democrats have nothing. What I was saying is if you're in America, you are an American. Don't take these labels that the Democrats and the news throw at you. They give you these PSYOPs labels, and I'm going to drop a gem on people here. Take it or leave it. This is for everybody, all my brothers and sisters, race, religion, gender, doesn't matter to me, even country. I don't even care if you're not American. Take this gem. The news media, sometimes the Republicans, sometimes the Democrats, they give us labels so then they can use those labels to hold us back. They use the word minority. Do you know why I never use the word minority? Maybe one time just because I was trying to like cater to the needs of how the news talks, but I never use the word minority. The reason I don't use the word minority is because it's a word that is programmed to make you feel lesser. If you live in America, you're an American. You're in the 100% majority. You're an American. You're not a minority. That's a word that the Democrats use and the Republicans sometimes use and the news uses all the time to make you feel lower, to make you feel lesser. You're not a minority. What if you're counting if you're a man or a woman? Then you're not in the minority. You're in the normal. If you're, by your state or by your ethnicity, they do it. They divide us by race and gender and religion so they can then use that against us. If you're a black person, they try to tell you what black means and what minority means to then use it against you. And then if you actually break out of the cycle and do well for yourself and, spread love, peace, and positivity, they have another label to then loft onto you. And then if I don't suit the needs that they want me to be, say, oh, you're not being this, you're not that, you're not this. They have a label for everything that they could throw on you to then hold you down so you can't actually prosper. So you're not a minority. There's no such thing as a minority. There's no such thing as all of these little subgroups that they divide us into. You're an American. We're all human beings. But at the same time, we need common sense and we need laws. It's not like we're all human beings. So let's open up the borders and just say screw it. I mean, 'cause that's what people are doing. So there's a way to be like peace, love, and positivity without throwing it out the door. And sadly, I'm like the only hippie that will tell you that. It's like every other hippie just closes their eyes and like walks out into an intersection with 7 cars. It's like, bro, why are you doing that? He's like, well, people watch out for me. That's how the world works. It's like, that's not how the world works. You could be peace, love, and positivity without just throwing everything out the window and making no sense. If you're in America, you're an American. So that's my message that's even bigger than the State of the Union debate. Don't let them use these little words to hold you down, because then they use that to tell you that you're oppressed. You're a woman, you're oppressed. Then you feel oppressed. You then manifest oppression into your life instead of manifesting peace, love, positivity, and success. And then they use that to be like, you're oppressed. Here, let me help you. It's a trick of the slave master. It's all smoke and mirrors to put you in a box and then reach down in the box and be like, here, let me help you up. Hey, what does it take to help me up? How are you going to help me up? Well, we're going to give you government programs, and we're going to raise the taxes, and we're going to put regulations on everything, and, we're going to have the power, but then we're going to help you. It's all a trap. It never works. That's how they get us. So I don't use the word minority. I barely use labels. The only reason I even use labels is just to have a discussion about what they're talking about. And, I say race, religion, gender just for the low energy crabs that are just waiting to like pick something out and be like, you didn't talk about Fox News in 1965 anomaly. How come? It's because we're not talking about 1965. I'm talking about today. But I say these things just to have this discussion. 2 years ago, last year, I never even bring up race, religion, or gender because it's a non-factor to me. I don't care. I care the type of person people are. So that's how they get you. I hope people enjoyed the speech. And, I thought there were many, many really good parts. And if you take that positive energy and uplift, it's one thing. But, there's going to be a million people in the Trump world and conservatives and Republicans. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I see where you're coming from. The modern day Republican Party is just like crushing it. I mean, look at Trump versus Joe Kennedy. It's just obvious. But I could talk about that all day. What I want to explain to people is to the people that don't understand, because I'm not trying to have an echo chamber. I don't have an echo chamber. I mean, if you look at, my analytics and stuff, I have people from all over. Like, yes, of course, I have conservative people. I have Christian people. I have white people. I love everybody. But I also have a lot of Latino people, black people, people from Africa, people from Pakistan, like people from all over tuning in. It's not just like people will try to, oh, you're just these people. Anyone real, anybody honest, anybody authentic is listening. Just like when you listen to a speech, Ted Kennedy, you could tell when someone's lying to you because they don't even believe themselves. When Ted Kennedy was talking, he sounded like someone who didn't believe himself. Like he went to school like for his senior speech and didn't like, I'm confident and honest like impression of himself. And it was just a sad parody. I'm not even lying. I thought it was like SNL at the beginning. I thought it was like a joke skit on Fox News or CBS or whatever. I really didn't think this guy was even real. That's how fake he was. But that's just what it is. The point I'm trying to get to is I don't care if you like President Trump. I don't care if you think he's great. I don't care if you like his policies. What I care, among anything, the lesson we've learned today is the reason, and I'll keep saying it because it's never going to not be true until further notice, the reason Trump won, the reason he got all the votes who voted for Obama 8 years and millions of people who've been lifelong Democrat and Green Party voters and Bernie Sanders voters, it's because he's better than other politicians, and it should be blatantly obvious how much better than other politicians he is. That's why all the Republicans are hooting and hollering, because Trump is the man who's doing what no one else could really do over the past 20 years, and the Democrats are salty because, they have nobody. They're the weakest group ever. The Joe Kennedy speech was embarrassing. It's sad that I could sit on my couch, in a jersey. Sometimes my shirt's wrinkled, and I know, a lot of the women who watch my channel, they're like, Anomaly, I wish I could wrinkle your shirt. I wish I could iron your shirt. And it's like, I do too, but sometimes I just wake up in the morning, I get excited. But I'm sitting on my couch. I shouldn't be able to be a better speaker than, the leader of the Democratic Party. I shouldn't be able to be more honest and make more sense. But that's how low the barrier has gone. Joe Kennedy, it doesn't even matter anymore. He lost privileges of his first name because that was embarrassing. But Trump won because he's better. It's not everyone else's fault. The news is lying to you. They're feeding you content of just really dumb, conservatives. And even when I watch the conservatives on Fox News and stuff, they pick out the most southern people. Usually they're not even lying. They just tell a blatant truth. And the CNN crowd's like, can you believe he said that? It's like, yeah, of course I can believe he said that. He's telling the truth, what everybody thinks. But They just keep repeating these same lies over and over, and like just handpicking like a small group of people to make you feel superior and be like, I'm better than these people because I'm smarter, because I believe in this, and Trump supporters are so dumb. No, the joke is on you. The joke is on you. Because the Democratic Party has nothing. They have nothing. I wish there was a good Democratic Party so we could have like a competition. I want to see the I want to see the Warriors versus the Cavaliers. I'm not trying to see, I would say the 76ers, but they're not even bad this year. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to see two good teams duke it out. But they spend so much energy hating on Trump, and it's just become embarrassing because the man is crushing it. He's running circles around what other politicians were doing because he's trying. He has good energy. He's trying to lift up all Americans from things that aren't politically correct to say, but they're helpful to everyone here. And people don't get it. You think the people that they're trying to bring into the country, and I have no problem with good people, and I know good people exist from everywhere, but they act like some of these people that could potentially be harmful, like they're going to just blend right into the black community and the Latino community. They're being racist. Americans don't have anything in common with some of these people. We're not them just because they have similar shades of skin. That's how ignorant they are. They want to put your family at risk just to be politically correct and maybe get more voters. I mean, none of their platforms make sense. They don't care. Trump's even willing to put 1.8 million illegal immigrants, make them legal immigrants. That's more than Obama ever did. He deports less people than Obama ever did, but the news just lies. And I don't even want to get into the politics of it. Like I said, I could do that all day, but the point of my channel is to break the echo chamber, to bring forward unity, and to just get people to understand nothing the news says is true. I think today it came out that the Stormy Daniels story that you never saw me talk about it once. You know why? Because I knew it was fake news the entire time. They came out today and she said I never even had an affair with him. That's how dumb people who hate Trump are. And I'm sorry, I can't think of another nicer word to use than dumb. But you just follow these fake stories like, oh my God, he had sex with a porn star. And then like she's like, no, I didn't. You just wasted 2 weeks running in circles listening to Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert. It's so embarrassing. I mean, Joe Kennedy's like foaming at the mouth, just repeating random hashtags and like making no sense, pandering in Spanish. It's pathetic. I don't even know what word to use anymore. It's pathetic. I would think that the Democrats could see the State of the Union and see Joe Kennedy speak and clearly see why Trump won. I mean, you have to be lying to yourself, kind of like Joe Kennedy. His speech didn't click with anyone because he's lying to himself. He doesn't feel any of the things he's saying. When you listen to a good rap song or a good music song, and it's a deep song, like the classics, whoever, a Led Zeppelin song or a Pink Floyd song or a very deep like whoever, any artist song, you feel it. You could feel it. You can get shivers sometimes. You cry because it's real. It's real. You don't feel these other politicians because they're not real. They're like pieces of plastic thrown in the oceans that dolphins unfortunately choke on. Save the ocean, save the dolphins. Stop using so much plastic, but it's fake. Plastico. That's a Spanish word for Joe Kennedy. El plástico. The plastic. That's what it sounds like. Plastic is fake. We don't feel it. That's why Trump won. And it's just never going to change. They have fake story after fake story. If you want to run in this I'm ideologically smarter than people in Middle America loop and just run in circles for the next 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, meanwhile the Democratic Party keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, it's ridiculous. I mean, I've never seen such a bad speech in my life. The Joe Kennedy thing was one of the fakest things I've ever seen. And just listening to television for an hour, just watching news. I watched Fox local news and I think like CBS News. It was toxic. The TV is like poison to me. I don't own a TV. I like watching sports. I love like comedy and I'm not above watching a show or anything, but like TV is poison. They just flood you with hate and negativity and fear-mongering and pessimism. And then every commercial is like pills, you have this disease, pills. Like, it's just toxic. The TV is poison. I don't like watching it. I don't like watching Fox either. For people, oh, you sound like Fox News. And I'm like, shut up. No, I don't. I would listen to my music from 2008. I was calling out George Bush. In 2008, you could find songs of me talking about what George Bush was doing when no one was talking about it. So I don't care, Democrat or Republican. Stop saying that every time I post something. Oh, well, you made fun of the Democrats, so you must be on Fox News. No, I don't care for Fox either. It's too much fear and negativity for me. I like Tucker Carlson and certain people. They're good journalists and they have good content. Other people on, Judge Janine can be on sometimes, but most of the time I turn it on and I'm like, turn it off. It's too much fear, and you're selling me BS products in the commercials. That's toxic, negative energy manifestation into my life, and they blast that out there. It has an effect on you, has an effect on your family. You then bring that energy in the world. If it lowers your, I don't let fear into my life. I don't let this negativity into my life. Just watching TV for 30 minutes makes me feel worse about the world. So that's my thoughts on it. I thought the State of the Union, I thought it was great. I thought there were very many points. Trump is an amazing speaker, and especially when you contrast him to Joe Kennedy, it's like eating an $100, lobster meal, unless you're vegan, then, I don't know, grass or whatever. I mean, vegetables. I'm just kidding. Don't be offended. But it's like eating an $100 meal versus like eating like somebody's, like a dog's poop off the side of the road. I mean, come on. Dude's a great speaker. He had a lot of points. Hit a lot of homes. There's certain things that I was like, yeah, there's certain parts of Trump's speech that I was like, it's whatever. But overall, I mean, it should just be blatantly obvious. I don't want to get into the politics of it. I don't want to talk about there's going to be every Republican, every conservative, and every, person who loves Trump who's going to talk about how great it is, which is fine because it was good. And it was like cinematic. I've never seen something like it, although I like the ones that like he really talks the truth and talks about other people. Like it was more policy, so it was less entertaining in my opinion, but that's not his fault. That's what it's about. But just look at the competition. It's like, come on. It's like the Lakers versus like a 6th grade basketball team. But it's like, look at Kobe. He's so dumb. I'm so much smarter than Kobe. It's like, no, fix your team. You're playing with a bunch of 6th graders who are foaming at the mouth. I mean, it's embarrassing. Dude is failing out the mouth. Like I said in my last post, it's a complete, metaphor for who the Democrats are. They're sloppy, just repeating fake hashtag activism. They're fake, inauthentic, completely incompetent, and have no solutions. They don't care. I'm not saying the Republicans are perfect, but if you put the Lakers up against a 6th grade team, doesn't matter how much you talk about the Lakers, you're going to lose every time. Just get better. I mean, geez, how much more obvious could it be? It's just so ridiculous. It's just how I feel. I thought it was good. I thought the second speech was just miserable. And you would think anybody of any race, religion, gender, or political preference could watch the two speeches and be like, I think I get why Trump won now. But the only reason people don't get that is because the news just makes up stuff. I don't even want to get into it. They even make people that like should like him because he's doing all these things for them. They like give him the Stockholm syndrome and they're like, I believe in refugees. It's like, we all believe in. We're not saying that. We are saying don't cause refugees, don't create refugees, and we don't have to play the world savior if we're not going around killing everybody. And there's things that he can improve. I'm not saying he's above criticism, but criticize something that's there. Don't just like, oh, well, he slept with Stormy Daniels because Stephen Colbert told me 100 times. And then you find out 5 weeks later, oh, it never happened. And, lawyer Lisa Bloom is paying people $300,000, $400,000 to say that Trump molested them. And then, that scandal literally came out. She's paying people money. They should go to prison for that. I mean, they're paying people for something that could ruin someone's entire life and career. And no one cares. They're like, on to the next fake story. Criticize Trump if you want, but just make sense. And for God's sake, reform the Democratic Party. I mean, whatever. Ted Kennedy, Joe Kennedy, John Kennedy, Ken Kennedy. I think we'll call him Ken Kennedy. I mean, the dude, that just made my night. Because, I thought the speech was cool, but, just comparing the two, it's just like, man, I don't know what else to say. Please just open your eyes and do something productive for the world. Stop being so nasty, negative, hateful. Stop watching rerun clips of white supremacists and thinking everyone's a white supremacist. That's not how it works. We will eradicate the very hateful people, ideologies from all race, religion, gender, whatever. Just stop repeating the same 7 fake news things. It's just getting annoying. Thank you guys so much. Hope you have an amazing day. I see some of the comments. It's just like a repetitive loop. I don't really feel like addressing it anymore. If you would like to buy a shirt or hat, dreamrare.com. I'll put the link below. My email list is free, takes 10 seconds to sign up. And my donor box link, if you'd like to donate and support. That's what's able to make me do so much content. I dropped a whole new video talking about how they lied about the shithole countries comment and they have no proof, but I get it. You know, people don't care, and I watch Fox News even though I don't watch Fox News just because they don't want to hear it. You know, the list goes on and on. But all the links are going to be below. I'm going to be back, and we're going to have some good stuff for you later this week. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think of the State of the Union address. I thought it was cool. I thought it was great. I thought you know, there's some points that was whatever, but I don't even want to get into that. I'm trying to get people on the same page to be like, okay, this is the big problem here, and, you know, we can all work together to do something, as opposed to just like running in circles, making up stuff every week. It's getting really, really old. So let me know your thoughts. God bless you. God bless America on this special day. God bless America. God bless the world. God bless the animals. God bless the plants. And God bless everybody. I'll be back later this week with some good videos.